Hi everyone, so I'm back with part 2 of my 2 p.m. collection overview series, and today's video will just be focusing on my 2 p.m. Blu-rays and DVDs. In part 1 I went over all my photo books, so if you missed that I'll have that up in the card and also down in the description. And once I release the solo albums and group album parts of my collection, I'll also have those listed in the description below as well. I will be going over quite a few DVDs in this section, and I'll give you an idea of what everything looks like, but I will say that DVDs are some of my favorite things in my 2 p.m. collection, especially their concert DVDs. I think 2 p.m. is one of those groups that really excels during their live performances, so I've gone on my way to try to get all of their concert DVDs and other DVDs they released over the years. And because there's so many DVDs to go through, I'm just going to go right into it. Starting with their group DVDs. So for 2 p.m. concert releases, all the ones in Korea are just in the DVD format. They have yet to release a Blu-ray edition, and this is their first concert DVD package for their Don't Stop, Can't Stop tour. So it comes in this slipcase, and there are 3 discs that you'll see in this package here. Spell out 2 p.m. with their signatures of the time here. And again, you just have what's on the discs here. So you have the entire concert on the first disc, and then you have some special features and bonus content on the second and third discs. And just to do a quick flip through of this little photo book, they just kind of share photos pulled from the DVD. And before we move on to the other DVDs, I will note that all of their Korean concert DVDs are subtitled. So in this case we have Korean, English, Japanese, and Chinese, which I'm assuming is Mandarin. So most of the Korean DVDs will be playable in most regions, though they usually do skip over region 2, which is Japan and some areas in Europe. So there are ways to play these even if you don't belong in the particular region restrictions. And then the last thing to note about all the Korean DVDs is that these tend to go out of print very quickly. I believe you can't buy any of these new, really. Your best luck is to find it used, but as we get to the more desirable DVDs, those are very hard to obtain even on the used market. But their first concert is pretty accessible. Next we have Hands Up, which is their Asian tour. So they went to all these different areas around Asia. And we have this more, I guess, substantial packaging here. And everything's in this sort of large photo book with the discs located in the back here. So I'm just going to flip through this. Mostly these are just scenes for different regions they performed at, so it's kind of cool to note where the pictures were taken. And all these stills. But the DVD itself will just be covering one performance during their sole leg of the tour. So as you see here on the back, they don't really list what subtitles are available or regions, but I believe this is the same as their first concert DVD. So this definitely has English subtitles, and you definitely could play this with a region 1 or 3 DVD player. Next we have their What Time Is It tour. So this is another Asian tour where they visited these specific locations, and this was right after their third full-length album, Grown, was released. And we do have information on the back here saying this is region all. So it's possible that Hands Up was also region all, but I didn't really see it on the packaging itself. You could look it up on probably Guess Asia or something. And we also have all these different subtitle options. So we have English, Cantonese, Mandarin, Japanese, and Korean. So this is not a substantial slipcase like the other one. The other one was a bit harder, so this is more of a soft slipcase. But we have these 3 books here. with this first one containing 3 discs. Now the second one will just have photos of their performances at various locations, and it doesn't really tell you specifically where these photos were taken, but at some point during their Asian tour. And now for this photo book, this has more to do with their Seoul tour, so this is specifically with what's on the DVD itself. And we have the set list here with all the songs being on the first 2 discs. And then the third disc has the concert making. And this is mostly just stills from the DVD itself. Next we have their Go Crazy tour, which was their first world tour. And we have the information here on the back, which may be hard to read. But basically this is another Region All DVD. And the subtitles are in Korean, English, Japanese, and it says Chinese here. So maybe it's just Mandarin. And this photo book just contains pictures from the Seoul part of the tour, I believe. So a lot of stills from the DVD itself. And we're starting to get into the photo books that are much harder to obtain on the used market. So this, along with the next 2, are pretty hard to get your hands on for a reasonable price, unfortunately. And maybe I skipped over the set list. So we do have all the songs they do here, but it's not in order, I don't believe. Maybe it is. Oh. There's a sample of some of the songs they do. Next we have House Party, which is definitely the most desirable DVD that they have at the moment. That's very hard to get for probably under $200 at this point, used. And just like the other ones, this is Region All, and we have multiple language options for the subtitles, including Korean, English, Japanese, and Chinese. And this is the same sort of setup as Go Crazy, in that we have a photo book with stills from their Seoul part of this tour. And here we have the set list. So again, we have the first 2 discs contains most of the songs. The second disc doesn't have a lot of songs, but there's a lot of talking. And it also includes some of the concert making footage as well. And then we have our 2 discs here. And last, but certainly not least, for their Korean concerts is their 6 Nights DVD. So this is the last one. So this is the last concert they went on before their group hiatus. And this is region locked, so it's not Region All again. It's only Regions 1 and 3, because they also released this pretty much the identical package in Japan. So I believe that one's a bit easier to get your hands on, but it won't come with English subtitles. I believe that one only comes with Japanese subtitles, whereas this one only has Korean, English, and Chinese. And what's also unique about 6 Nights is that it also came with one of 6 trading cards. I did a full unboxing of this, so you could get a little bit of a better idea of what this looks like. But basically you have 3 discs in here. So the first 2 discs are what they showed during their special stream concert that they had a few weeks ago. And this third disc has bonus songs. So sort of the format for Six Nights was that each member had a specific day, and they selected 3 different songs to perform for their special day. And so you get to see footage of all those special songs that they performed on the member days, as well as a short little interview kind of introducing why they chose those specific songs. And we have this photo book with, again, just stills from actually multiple nights from this performance. So I think it's mostly heavy on the 6th day, which was Chan Sung's day, and what you're also going to be seeing on the first 2 discs of the DVD. But there are also some pictures from some of the other nights. And this is the Six Nights kind of reboot they did, so you're not going to see any footage from the concerts that they initially had in February before Minjun's injury. Alright, so next we're on to their Japanese group concert DVDs, and in some cases Blu-rays. Starting with their Don't Stop, Can't Stop concert. So this is the same concert as the first DVD I shared in this video. So basically this is just the Japanese production for that concert. But it's still the same songs and set list and everything that they recorded in Seoul. But the thing to note with their Japanese group concert DVDs is that they're all going to be region 2. So you have to have a compatible DVD player or know how to play different regions, like on a computer or something, in order to view this. And this also doesn't come with any subtitles other than probably Japanese subtitles. So sadly for us English speakers, you have to usually look on online or Twitter for any fan translations. But this comes with 2 discs. So you have, again, the same performance that was on the other DVD that they released in Korea, as well as backstage kind of making, which is similar to their disc 2 on the Korean version DVD. So probably wondering, why did I buy this again, especially if it doesn't come with English subtitles. Basically it's because it's different packaging, and what was also unique was that this comes with a trading card too. So I believe there are 6 different random trading cards you could get, and they're all group images of this concert. And you also get a little poster inside the disc trays. And so this is going to be the same sort of format we're going to be seeing for all their concert DVDs that they release in Japan. Though this photo book is kind of hardbound, most of the other ones you're going to be seeing is a soft cover. But just clip through. This will have different images than what the Korean DVD has. And this is just the limited edition. They also release just a regular edition, which just comes with the basic DVD case. So that won't have the, I guess, premium box packaging is what they usually refer this as. And it won't have the photo book or disc 2. So usually the regular edition just comes with the first discs. Next is the limited edition of their Takeoff Tour. So this is kind of their debut in Japan, if you will. So their first concert, so their first Japanese tour in Japan. They had some performances before they did this, but sort of the same thing. You have this tray packaging with 2 discs. The first containing the concert itself, a second with more behind the scenes kind of making, and then a little mini poster inside with this hardcover photo book. So initially they only released their first 3 Japanese concerts in the DVD format, but later they reprinted them onto a Blu-ray. So I do have the Blu-ray edition, which only comes in this plastic case. And it also only has 1 disc, so there's no document movie, it's just the concert itself. And you also get, it looks like the same poster as the limited DVD version had. So for their first arena tour, we have Republic of 2 PM, which they did after their Republic of 2 PM album. So again, we have 2 discs, but what's special about this is they started doing these solo angles. So the first disc contains just the entire concert itself, and then on the second disc, you have some special solo angles. So they're kind of basically like fan cams, focusing on a specific member for, in this case, 2 different songs that were performed on the first disc. And again, just like all these Japanese DVDs will have, it's region 2 and only Japanese subtitles. And the poster. Looks like this inside. And this is when they started doing the soft cover photo books. So you do get more pictures, but it's just not on the nice hardbound book cover. And some of these also come with these, they're kind of like obi strips. So if you have the original plastic bag, it'll look like this on top. So I usually just tuck these in the photo book. If I didn't buy these used, in this case. And this also came with a Blu-ray edition. I, however, don't have that. Eventually I'd like to get it, but I've noticed that with the Japanese DVDs, the quality for their DVDs are much better than, say, the DVD quality on the Korean concerts. So the pictures are a little bit more focused and less grainy. The next we have 6 Beautiful Days. So this is another kind of special concert they had. And again, we have 2 discs with sort of a slightly different format. So we have the first disc has, again, just the concert itself. And disc 2 has, again, solo angles, as well as special solo stages. So kind of have a little bit more content on here this time around, though the group concert itself is slightly shorter. And the poster and the photo book. I do, however, have the Blu-ray edition for this concert. So, again, I believe this is the same as the DVD. Which, yes, it is. And I guess I'll note that, unfortunately, because they put the solo stages on disc 2 of the DVD, we don't have them in Blu-ray. We just only have the group performances in Blu-ray. Here I have their Legend of 2 PM. So this is their first Tokyo Dome concert they had. I do have the plastic for this. So this is usually what it looks like when you have the obi strip on here. And we have 3 discs this time. So the first 2 discs contains, again, the group concert. And the third disc has the solo angle clips for each of the members, as well as some making movies for this concert. So you see there are 3 discs this time. And they stopped doing the kind of collage posters and started just doing a big poster for kind of a group still. Now the photo book. And because that was in DVD format, I also got the Blu-ray version, which did come out simultaneously for this release, with the same image for the poster. Now we have Genesis of 2 p.m., which was actually the first Japanese concert I bought. We sort of had the same format as Legend of 2 p.m., but this time we have 4 discs. So the first 2 contains the group concert, third disc has their solo angles, and then the fourth disc has their document movie or behind the scenes footage. So here, you see we have 3 discs on this side, and then behind the photo book is another disc. And then this is the group still. Photo book. And again, I have the Blu-ray edition, which just comes with a single disc, and basically it has the first 2 discs from the DVD. So you have the entire group concert here, but without the solo angles or the document movie. And lastly, for the limited edition DVDs, because after this they started doing limited edition Blu-rays, so I didn't have to buy 2 every time. But this is their 2 p.m. of 2 p.m. concert. Again, we have 4 discs. So we have, first 2 discs have most of the group concert. Here we don't have solo angles, so the third disc has the document movie. And then the fourth disc has some other special footage from the tour. So, we have the poster here, which thankfully has a closer up picture than the other ones we were seeing, and the photo book. So I don't have the Blu-ray edition of this. That one's very desirable, so it's been difficult for me to get a hold of it for a discounted price, which is usually how I go about, especially for their older DVDs that they release in Japan. I try to get them used because the original price is really expensive. But yeah, I do have plans to get the Blu-ray edition of this at some point. Next we have the Galaxy of 2 p.m. concert, which is arguably my favorite 2 p.m. concert, at least the ones that they release in Japan. At this time, it's only 3 discs, but that's because the first disc is a Blu-ray disc, while the other 2 are DVD discs only. So the first Blu-ray disc just contains their group concert. The second DVD disc has the document movie, and then the solo angles are brought back here, which is, again, sadly only DVD format and not Blu-ray. So, poster. Have this image from the start of our concert. And the photo book. Now the 2 p.m. in Tokyo Dome is their last concert they had before they went on group hiatus in Japan. And I have the Blu-ray limited edition again. So the first disc is Blu-ray and contains the concert itself. The second disc is the document movie, and then the third disc has the solo angle stages. So I didn't note this when I started talking about the Blu-ray discs, but the Blu-ray discs are much easier to play in different regions. So you should be able to play these. I believe they're region all, or at least region A Blu-ray. So you could definitely double check on Yes Asia or some store that will list what the actual region code is for these DVDs or Blu-rays, and also see which region your country falls under. But Blu-rays are much more compatible, I think, for most countries compared to the region 2 locked DVDs that they released in Japan. Alright, so here is the poster. And the photo book with some of the outfits they had in this concert. It's definitely my least favorite, and it's kind of sad that this was their last Japanese tour, but the stages here are still quality. GPM are definitely great performers, and despite some of the bad styling choices in this particular concert, there's a lot of great stages, and definitely worth watching. And so technically this is the last GPM concert Blu-ray or DVD that their Japanese company released. So they released this during their group hiatus. So 6 Hard Days took place between their 2 p.m. of 2 p.m. and Galaxy of 2 p.m. concerts, but they only released the entire concert in this format last year. So I do have a full unboxing of this, I believe, on my channel, but this is the Blu-ray edition. It also comes with a DVD version, and it's all in this kind of premium box packaging with 2 Blu-rays in this case. So we have the first disc with the group stages, which they have never released before in this format. And they also have re-edited solo member stages. So they did release these solo member stages on the repackage of Galaxy of 2 p.m. So I will share what that looks like when I do go over their album discography. But this is definitely better because the editing's a little bit cleaner, and it's also in Blu-ray quality rather than DVD quality. So this is definitely worth the investment because this is a very expensive package. And I believe this is slightly more limited than their other Japanese concerts for the limited packaging, because I don't think you could buy this new on Amazon Japan anymore, but I could be mistaken. And lastly, we also have a making movie for that second Blu-ray disc. But just to open this quickly, this did come with stickers, which are in my photo card binder that I've shared before, but it comes with this poster here, as well as these individual booklets, and then this containing all the discs. So, you have just the 2 Blu-ray discs here in this little tray. And this, I believe, has the set list and credits. And then we have individual member little booklets. Which, again, I've shared, I believe, in an official unboxing on my channel, just to give you a glimpse, though, what all these look like, if you haven't seen that video already. Next, I'm going to go through member solo concert DVDs and Blu-rays, and I'm going to go through them, I guess, chronologically by member. So starting with the member who released the first concert DVD, and that is Junho. So this is his Kimi no Koe concert, and the limited edition actually came with a Blu-ray version, so I didn't have to buy 2 different copies, like you'll see, I guess, later in this video. And so what's special about this particular concert is that there's only 1 disc, and it's all in Blu-ray. So you get the entire solo concert in Blu-ray, as well as the document movie in Blu-ray. And again, the Blu-ray region is either region all or region A. You'll have to double check on a site like Guess Asia, but there's no English subtitles or other language subtitles, sadly. There's also a DVD limited version of this, but I opted for the Blu-ray because if you had to choose between Blu-ray or DVD format, Blu-ray wins every time, especially for their concert releases. But this has the same package format as their group concerts that they release in Japan. So we have just a single Blu-ray disc here. And here is his poster. So you have a nice shot of the crowd and then Junho there. And then his photo book. And next we have his second tour after his Feel album release. And this unfortunately only had a limited DVD version. There was no limited Blu-ray edition. So we have 2 discs, both in DVD format, region 2 locked. So the first disc has the concert itself, and then the second disc has kind of the making and document movie. So we have this poster from his encore. And these stills from the DVD. And because there was no limited Blu-ray edition, I had to buy the regular Blu-ray edition, which again just has 1 disc, and it just has the concert on it with the same poster inside. However, the rest of Junho's concert packages all have limited edition Blu-rays, so I didn't have to buy 2 again. And for his last night tour, again we have 2 discs. So the first disc is in Blu-ray with the concert itself, and then for the second bonus disc, it's just a DVD of the document movie. This packaging is a little bit different than what we've seen so far. So you have everything in this kind of flimsy plastic sleeve instead of a nice premium box. Then we have the discs here. With his Believe stage as the poster image. And this is definitely one of my favorite concerts for from Junho. It has a lot of very famous scenes. I haven't talked about, I guess, rarity of these Japanese concerts yet, but basically you could usually buy all of the more recent concert DVDs or Blu-rays in the limited edition packaging new, like on Amazon Japan or someplace similar to that. There's also options to buy these used. These are much more accessible, especially on the used market compared to the Korean DVDs. So I do strongly urge you, if you can't find this new on someplace like Amazon Japan, to look into used options. And you can usually find them for cheaper prices than what they were originally priced as. So you don't usually see a lot of price inflation compared to their Korean concerts, though the more desirable concerts, like last night is considered one of the more desirable Junho concerts, it will be harder to find these for discounted prices. So just to make you aware. Now we have his 4th concert, Hyper. So this is released after his DSMN album. And again, this is in Blu-ray. So the first disc is in Blu-ray, and then we have the document movie and DVD on the second disc. And this, again, another one of my favorite concerts. Honestly, most of Junho's concerts are really good. Or not most, I would say all. But my favorites tend to be the more recent ones because the cinematography, as you would also notice with the Japanese group concerts, are really nice. And I feel like they get better with each new release. But the set list for this concert is one of my favorites, for sure. And because Junho has just so many concert DVDs, I would say that they're all kind of unique. So you're not just watching him sort of just go through a routine of performing the same songs. He really excels at making sort of a new experience with each and every concert, which definitely drives fans to buy all of them for sure. But it's really nice that we have all this content from him. Next we have 2017 SS. Which is, I guess, the cute Junho concert, though there's a lot of not so cute stages, especially when it gets into the latter half. It kind of shifts from cute to sexy. But again, we have Blu-ray for disc 1, and then the making for the DVD. And I do love all the very bright colors with this packaging. Nice poster of him from the encore. But I guess what's also worth noting is the packaging for the discs itself is different between the regular and limited edition. So So this has a different picture basically for the DVD only version. And I believe the DVD limited edition for this one might also have different packaging of what's on the cover and what's on the DVD case. But this all varies between releases, so it's not super consistent if they're different or which versions are different. Now we have his Winter Special Tour. After his Winter Sleep album release. Again, we have 2 discs. First with the concert on the Blu-ray, and then the making on disc 2. And so this is much different from his summer concerts. So Junho is known for his summer releases and summer concerts, even though it's one of his least favorite times of the or seasons of the year. But here we have a much different feel for his concert because it took place in winter rather than summer. You'll see that also with images from the photo book of the different feel. Now we have Flashlight, which I guess I'm always going to point out is a very special concert for me because this is the first time I went to a Junho concert, let alone just a 2 p.m. concert in general. So here again we have the set list. So the entire concert's on the Blu-ray, then we have the making on the DVD. What's also unique about this package is that it comes with a sticker set. So you don't really see extra goodies usually with these concerts, at least not inside the packaging. And we also have pre-order postcards, which I've shared in my photo card binder, starting with this concert release. So this had a unique postcard you get depending on which shop you pre-ordered from. So we have his stage and then his photo book. And finally, we have his last concert in Japan that was recently released earlier this year, Junho the Best. And again, we have the same format, so the concert's on the Blu-ray, and just 2 contains the making This also came with pre-order postcards, but this wasn't as savage, I guess, as Flashlight was in the terms of how many postcards there were to collect. And we have this nice big image of Junho here. And I would say this is probably the most beautiful concert that he's released so far. This one in Flashlight, definitely the cinematography was very top-notch. So there's a lot of great visuals, and Junho just excels as a performer. So really, if you're looking to buy just a single Junho DVD, you really can't go wrong with any of them because they're all, in my opinion, very good. So usually my go-to recommendation would be Junho the Best or his Flashlight tour. Just the quality of these Blu-rays and DVDs are just really top-notch. And as I mentioned earlier, they seem to get better and better with each release. But really, if you had to just choose one or a couple of these concerts, I would go for one that has your preferable set list or concept. Because really you can't go wrong with any of these. Alright, so we went through all of Junho's concert DVDs and Blu-rays that are currently available. So we're going to move on to Junkei's concerts, starting with his Love and Hate tour. So this is a bit of a unique box set release. So it's the same format as what you've seen. But again, they only have the limited version in DVD format. And so you actually have two different concerts on here. So the first concert is on the first disc here. And then we also have his party version concert on the second disc, including some special movies. And what's also really unique about this is that it also comes with a live CD, which is what this third disc is here. And so we have 17 different tracks on here, and I really wish that they did more of these. I really don't have a lot of live CDs, unfortunately. I feel like JYP should have capitalized on that because 2PM are great live, and I wouldn't mind just having audio of their live performances. And I also usually prefer their live versions of their songs over their studio versions any day, especially for Junkei's solos. So it's a great treat to have a lot of his solo songs on this. But again, we have the same format with all the discs here. And the poster looks like this. So you can't really see him well on the stage. And you have the first disc here, second disc here, and then the live CD is here. For his photo book. I believe this is mostly just the first disc. I can be mistaken. There might be some party version photos in here, but I believe this is mostly just from his first disc concert. And because the limited version was only in DVD format, I went ahead and got the Blu-ray of his Love and Hate tour. And this Blu-ray is only for the first concert that was on the limited edition. Next is Love Letter, which I think is my favorite Junkei concert. It's hard to choose. I like all of his concerts, but I think this one has some of my favorite concepts from him. And I'll also get into why I guess the other two aren't my favorite. They're still good, but yeah, I think Love Letter is the concert Junkei really shines in. But for format, we're back to the first disc, just being the Blu-ray with the actual concert on it, and then on disc 2 we have the DVD with the making or document movie, and we also have his Everest music video on here as well. So we have him on the piano for the poster image. That for the photo book. Now we have his No Shadow Blu-ray limited edition. And this time, again, we have the Blu-ray with the concert and then the DVD with the documentary. And I really do love this concert. Some of my favorite songs are on this concert, but I think what makes this not my favorite is because he does use quite a bit of auto-tune, especially in the earlier part of the concert. But despite that, this is still a really good concert. I just wish he wouldn't use as much auto-tune because Junkei is like one of the best voices in K-pop. I don't really know why he feels the need to use one. I'm sure he had fun doing that, but it just really isn't necessary, I think. And lastly, we have his No Time concert, which again I have in Blu-ray, but this time it's only one disc, so they didn't include a document movie. And I guess it's probably obvious why this isn't my favorite. Just kind of, there's sort of like a very somber cast during this entire concert, given the circumstances with his scandal and him having to still perform for this concert. But despite that, I think he showed a lot of professionalism. And there's some really good stages in here. It's just kind of sad given the circumstances. And next up we have Wooyoung's concert. I'm starting with his Rose Tour. So this is, again, they didn't do limited Blu-ray packaging for his first concert. So this limited package has 2 DVD discs. The first with the concert itself. The second disc we have the document movie, and we also have Only Girl on here as a bonus. There's a poster. We have him on piano, the crowd. And that for his photo book. And because Wooyoung's Rose limited version was just in DVD, I bought his Blu-ray, which again just has 1 Blu-ray disc of the entire concert. So his Rose concert was performed in 2014, and he didn't have another concert until Party Shots, which was released in the first half of 2017. And with this one, you do have a limited version with the Blu-ray option. So we have the first disc here in Blu-ray, second disc in DVD. And for the second disc, we have some lyric, I guess, movie images for some different cover songs he does during this concert, along with the Going Going music video and his document movie. And I think out of all of the 2PM members, Wooyoung's concerts, or his solo concerts, are definitely more of a talking concert. So he does talk quite a bit. In Party Shots especially, I feel like. Here's his poster. But this has a much more, I guess, intimate feel compared to a lot of 2PM solo concerts, which I think Wooyoung does a really good job at doing. And then lastly, we have his Mad Book concert, which is by far my favorite one because this is the first time he has a full live band with him, like Junho and Junkei's concerts, I think, which makes it special. And you have the concerts set list in the first Blu-ray disc, and then a document movie for the second DVD disc. And the packaging is really nice for this one. This also came with a code where you could download the digital version of this for a limited time, which was something new. I think it mentions it here. And then for the photo book, this technically isn't his last concert he's done in Japan. He had an encore in Japan that they haven't released a DVD for some reason. I'm sure they'll release that at some point, but for now, this is the most recent Wooyoung concert DVD you could get, which I highly recommend if you're looking to get just one. This is definitely my top pick. And now for the rest of the members, they each, as of now, just have one DVD each. I'm going to start with Taekyeon, who released his first. So this is his Winter Hitori concert. And this is similar packaging to Junho's Last Night, in that you have this plastic kind of sleeve to support the DVD discs. This is his poster. And I skipped over this, but so we have the Blu-ray has all of his songs. So his is a bit shorter. So you only have 16 songs for this concert, while the other ones average between 20 to 24. And then for the DVD, we have again the making and kind of behind the scenes, and there's a bonus Slenderman footage too. Now for the book. And the next member to release a concert DVD was Chansung with his Complex tour. And this is honestly an excellent concert. I highly recommend, especially if you enjoyed his Complex album. This is a bit more unique compared to the other solo concerts from 2PM, in that he kind of designed all of his solo songs, as well as his 2PM group covers, to fit sort of like a musical stage. So it's a lot of fun to watch. But the first disc is in Blu-ray with all the songs, and then you have the document movie on the DVD. And we have this nice big poster. And this is what the photo book looks like. With stills from his concert. And you may have noticed that some of these don't come with the obi strips. It's not really systematic which ones have obi strips and which ones don't. This one just happened to not have one. I feel like more of the recent ones don't have them as often. And lastly, we have Kun's home concert DVD. The Blu-ray edition, and this is similar packaging to Taekyeon's Winter Hitori and Junho's Last Night concerts. And we have the first disc is in Blu-ray, and then for the second disc on the DVD we have the document movie and the Umbrella music video. And there was a special application, and this is also one of the DVDs that came with pre-order postcards. So I think there are like 5 or 6 random pre-order postcards you could get depending on where you ordered from. Here's this photo book. And we should expect another Kun concert DVD. I imagine around his birthday, so they're probably going to announce it sometime soon, release it later this summer for his Story of concert. But we'll see if that's on schedule or not. And so that was my entire 2 p.m. concert Blu-ray and DVD collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was very long, but there are quite a number of 2 p.m. group and solo concert DVDs and Blu-rays. So I hope this video helped a few of you who are looking to start or expand your concert DVD collection. I do own all of their concert DVDs, so hopefully this provided a nice overview for you guys. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer whatever question you have related to either my 2 p.m. collection or just these concert DVDs specifically. And for my next collection overview video, part 3 will be my other 2 p.m. related DVDs. So there'll be a lot of miscellaneous DVDs, fan meeting DVDs, and I think mostly acting DVDs should be in that section. So look forward to that, and afterwards I will go into 2 p.m.'s discography, so both for their solo albums and group albums. So look forward to that, and until my next video, bye guys.